What's poppin', people? It's Dante. Today I'm walking towards the moon. No, I'm walking towards the Schuylkill River Trail. Just getting the day started, early morning. I never want to miss another sunrise again, right? I like to walk along the river trail in the mornings because it's a good place to sort of meditate, embrace nature, and to just be by water seems to be a good thing. It makes me feel good. I always get this sort of warm, fuzzy feeling whenever I walk towards the rivers here in Philadelphia, whether it's the Schuylkill River or the Delaware River. There's something about bodies of water. I think that humans, we just naturally feel good near them. So yeah, I like to get the day started there. And I also like to go up to an elevated surface. So I like to stand on top of the bridge, then walk down towards Art Museum steps. You know, the sun hits the Art Museum pretty nicely as well, so it's a good place for me to get my sun in the morning. It seems like getting sunlight first thing in the morning is so important because my sleep has never been so good and so deep, where I'm getting vivid dreams quite often, and maybe the quality of your sleep is what sort of controls this dream state. You know, I went on ChatGPT and I was asking like what causes dreams, and the first response was about some author, Carl Jung. You know, maybe I gotta read Carl Jung because, you know, he was talking about how it could be, you know, some reliving like childhood memories, following your desires and things that's on your mind maybe prior to sleep. I don't know, it's interesting. I had a vivid dream. It was very different from yesterday's about technology, but you know, apparently also when you're dreaming you can have creative ideation and you can actually start to you know, think of solutions to problems sort of while asleep. You know, maybe that's how some of the greatest inventions of our time have been made through dreamers, right? I don't know, maybe. Rapid eye movement, REM sleep, it seems like that's the time where your sleep or your dreams occur. And I don't know, I feel like I wake up abruptly at that time, and then it's like, oh, it's the morning now. It seems like that happens to me quite often. I don't know. The dream I had was about me like marching along a boardwalk, sort of, you know, like a childhood boardwalk where I actually grew up walking in Ocean City, in New Jersey. And you know, like the waves were crashing, there's like a Ferris wheel in the background. I was walking around like those like shitty sort of like mall shops where I would buy like Star Wars action figures and stuff. So beautiful here. And then there was like a bunch of like beautiful ancient Spartan sort of like Roman whatever like woman, like dressed in like really beautiful clothing, sort of just like frolicking in like a grassland. And what's interesting is yesterday I typed in ChatGPT to help me visualize like a beautiful ancient Spartan woman. So maybe there's some like correlation between your desires, your childhood memories, etc. Like this is a real thing maybe, and just wanted to share because it genuinely occurred just like, I guess like 30 minutes ago upon waking up, right? Dreaming is weird, man. And needless to say, upon interacting with the upon interacting with these beautiful ancient Spartan women, Dante woke up. Trains always filled with beautiful art. I actually admire this kind of dedication to creating these pieces along the trains. You know, whether it's just a tag like this or an illustration or something. I mean, there is something to be said about typography. I find typography to be very beautiful design, and the way that street artists utilize the spray paint as a medium and these sort of trains and surfaces around you as a canvas. You know, the impermanent nature of it is what is actually intriguing to me, where they could wash this off, it'll go away. Considering street photography this way, with the impermanence of it, where, you know, the moments are ever fleeting, and to sort of just embrace the now, and to you know, sort of recognize that the photographs that we create, right, perhaps nobody will be able to replicate. And that's actually what makes street photography, yeah, so great. The acoustics, you can hear yourself echo across this bridge when you sort of like shouts and stuff. Echo, echo. I gotta learn to beatbox more. I used to do this beatboxing a lot. It's too cold. Yo, beatboxing, I funnily enough utilized beatboxing. Oh, look, the train's moving now. Hopefully it's not gonna interfere. I mean, honestly, the GoPro Mini, when I just, you know, when you're filming with a GoPro, just hold it as close to your face. Like, it actually is a pretty good microphone if you just don't put your fingers over the mic and just sort of hold it with 2 fingers or whatever. Yeah, I mean, honestly, even if the train's making noise, it should be fine. Yeah, so no, I actually used beatboxing as a way for me to play and to interact on the streets abroad, right? No matter where I traveled to, right? This has always been one of my sort of funny techniques that I've used. So, you know, the first place that I've tried this was specifically in Jericho. Any of the Palestinian cities really didn't matter, but to like sort of diffuse situations if they were confused, or maybe people were sort of skeptical of us walking with me, you know, when I was walking around their sort of neighborhood with the camera. If I were to sort of be playful and to beatbox, or to, you know, specifically use my Instax camera. So like the biggest tip for anyone that's a travel photographer or just wants to travel and make photos, or just traveling in general, like it really doesn't even matter if you're like serious about photography. It's like, the point is, when you travel, you want to find ways to get closer to people, to get closer to strangers, and to actually have this sort of authentic experience upon traveling, right? Where you don't necessarily want to always just go where the tourists are, or, you know, just do the things that are on the checklist, right? But to sort of find yourself in the alleyways and the sort of off the beaten track, and to bring an Instax camera with you, and to sort of give photographs to strangers, and to you know, introduce yourself at the shops and the different churches or temples or mosques or wherever you may be. Yeah, it's just a good strategy, right? So bringing an Instax camera along with you will allow you to sort of enter situations and places, yeah, that you would otherwise never imagine. And yeah, I found that beatboxing specifically was a good way for me to generate interest, you know, through the youth and adults, right? When you know, when I would walk around and have a flock of people follow me along because I would be singing and making songs, you know, there was some sort of trust there involved, where a lot of parents and a lot of the people around the shop owners and things in these streets would actually have more respect for me and see that I'm merely just a playful artist. So yeah, it seems that music and photography are universal languages of the world, right? Like, just considering music as a way to sort of bridge the gap and to connect with others, where you hear a song and it allows you and the person you are with to sort of exist on the same frequency, quite literally, through the bass, through the beat, and then the movement of your feet, where you're going to dance, you're going to gyrate, you're going to sort of bob your head, right? When you're dancing with another person, I think it's this sort of like, it's almost like this, it feels like archaic, like it feels like something so ingrained in our way of living as a human being, right? Like it really does feel like this universal language, where when I was in Mexico City, you know, I was underneath the bridge, sort of just dancing with strangers, just sort of like, you know, I don't know how to dance, you know, thinking of my time at the wedding ceremonies in Jericho and the Palestinian cities. You know, I learned how to dance. You sort of like throw your hands up like this. It was super simple, and you sort of you just shimmy your hands, right? So you just sort of learn as you go, and you know, you clap your hands with the beat, and you know, it's actually one of the most beautiful things to be an outsider on the inside of a community, and I feel as though this is where I thrive. And then considering the tribe, you know, when I spent my time in Zambia, Africa, the tribe, right? It seems that the tribe is what keeps people together, the family unit, the community, the small villages. You know, everyone has a role to play in the villages. You know, I really find that the tribe, right, and finding a tribe and creating your own tribe, you know, maybe this is the goal in life itself, because, you know, human beings, we thrive in numbers, right? You know, you could be at your peak physique, you could be sharp, you could be you know, the apex predator, the sort of lone wolf, but without a tribe, you're sort of you know, I don't know, lost, but like you kind of are like, there's always going to be this sort of like innate sort of need or desire for some sort of social structure, hierarchy, tribe. I like the ideology of a tribe. Actually, yesterday, man, it's kind of crazy. Like, Philadelphia has a lot of interesting characters you can bump into. I mean, when I went to the Penn's Landing area yesterday, I've been walking there daily and using the bathroom along my way there. Sesh. YouTube, go on YouTube, type in Team Sesh. We the kings of the underground, baby. And yeah, so basically, let's walk this way. Let's take the road less traveled. Go right, go left. Let's go left. So, where was I? Right there. I saw a wolf. Frick. I gotta stop letting myself lose my train of thoughts. Oh, God. Tribe. Well, anyway, when I spent my time in Zambia, Africa... Okay, so yeah. Okay, God. Focus. Yeah, so I was using the bathroom, right? And, you know, I just went to go pee. It's really gross down there. I mean, the hygiene is terrible, but I don't know, I just really had to go. And there was this dude in there, and he was shaving, and he was homeless. And, you know, when I went to wash my hands, he just started to, like, talk to me. And, I mean, typically I advise, like, just go the other way. Like, don't interact with, you know, certain strangers. I think a lot of the times it could lead to no good. And, I mean, after hearing him out for just, like, 30 seconds, it was kind of scary. Because, you know, I'm in this, like, dark room inside of a bathroom, you know, like, I'm hearing about his sort of trials and tribulations. His sister works at home. She won't let me come inside her home. I'm sort of locked out here. I'm 50, whatever. I'm gonna get an ammonia bomb and throw it in her freaking house and kill someone. I'm gonna get my Uzi and, you know, I'm not even gonna care who I kill. I'm just gonna shoot people. Like, genuinely said this. Like, he was super pissed off at the world itself. And I mean, I just got out of there. I was like, man, this is what happens when man loses tribe. This is what happens when man is sort of just like a wolf, right? You just sort of become like savage, really. I mean, this is, I think, something that just happens naturally, and I just can't imagine how many of those people are sort of living in the shadows in the underground of Philadelphia. So yeah, I mean, really, there's something to be said about finding your tribe, sort of having this sort of hierarchy and sort of, you know, yeah, it was just a thought that I had, because yeah, when I heard that story, it just, yeah, it kind of shocked me and made me a bit nervous, whatever. So I left the bathroom. I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna go get some fresh air. It was just like, bye. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna go in that bathroom anymore. I think in terms of like public bathrooms, the best public bathrooms in the city are the Independence Hall Visitor Center. Probably that's the best one, which is near yeah, Independence Hall in Old City area. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, I like walking the entire perimeter of the city, sort of treating myself like the defender of the city in a way, where I walk the entire city of Philadelphia every day, like 15 miles. You know, I walk from the Art Museum steps to the South Street Bridge, to the Delaware River, to the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, to Spruce Street Arbor, Penn's Landing, Old City, and everywhere in between. I like to go inside of different buildings, like the Liberty Place Mall, the Fashion District Mall, the Wanamaker Building, listen to a lot of the beautiful Christmas music, listen to and to admire all the different sort of Christmas decorations and things. It seems like Christmas time is here, right? The winter in Philly is chilly. And yeah, in terms of walking, exploring, and being in the open world, under the sun, under the stars, under the moon, under the trees, like, this is what it means to me to live and to be alive. And it's something that I find, you know, helps me thrive. And I really just have no desire to be stagnant, to be stationary, to consume. I think as humans we should be producing more than we consume. My passion for media production, photography, and my newfound obsession with AI is a curious one. I think the future is bright for creative minds. I think creativity is the future. Perhaps at the end of our lives, what happens? We can spend a bunch of money, we can get the fancy car, we can get a cool watch, but alas, you are not your job, you are not your possessions, but we are merely here to create, to evolve. And so perhaps the creation of art is the answer. Maybe the answer, the sort of antidote to consumption is production. In this world that we live in now, where it's very easy to become a consumer, it's very easy to sort of sit back and to have your hand in the Cheeto bag and to be playing video games and to sort of just fly by. After hearing that guy's story, now it's sort of having me wonder why, you know, the ideology around working from home maybe isn't such a good one. There is some sort of consideration there to think about, because there becomes this sort of hierarchy and disparity, or sort of like, I don't know, there is something about it. I mean, the guy didn't seem as mentally well as others, so I mean, it's kind of on him. It's like, but you know, there's still something about it. You know, I feel like yeah, it probably isn't a good thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think the future is going to be some sort of interesting world where perhaps, you know, humans will merge with technology, like thinking of Elon Musk's Neuralink. Yesterday I had the dream about the monkey thing, and then like weirdly, like I like to check in with Elon Musk and like Google him and like see if he's like launching any rockets or what he's up to. And then he discussed in his sort of interview or something about him being like him using monkeys to test Neuralink, and how he's really, you know, treating them well, and you know, there should be no problems, whatever. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It's weird how like the dream world and like reality connect in strange ways. Yeah. He said like to advertisers to go fuck yourself. You know, I agree. These advertising companies, they really do you know, I'm not a fan. From my personal experience using Instagram in the past, it seemed like just a gigantic advertising platform where like you're bombarded with ads. Low-key, it feels like Instagram became like pornography in a way, where the explore page, the things in the feed, it's like sort of yeah, it's just like weird. It's not good, I think, for society as a whole. But alas, this is my perception of these things. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if you like to use it. I just personally think there's got to be a way to operate in these sort of like platforms without advertisement companies like controlling the company's success or not, right? You know, I personally say don't trust anyone that's like sponsored by something. Don't trust anybody that's like, you know, dependent upon these advertisement companies. You know, considering every single person on YouTube, they'll tell you, sign up for Squarespace. It's like, guys, don't sign up for Squarespace. Go to wordpress.org, bluehost.com, get your first name, last name to host your domain, start a blog, install the Astra theme, and just have more customization, have more control. Not sponsored, right? It's like, it's better. It's like actually better, right? Like I've used Squarespace for numerous years, and after switching to WordPress, it's like, wow, yeah, this is actually, I mean, it's maybe more complicated, but it's certainly more interesting and allows more creative control. So, yeah, it's interesting to note. Yeah, I don't trust anyone that's like sponsored or dependent upon advertisers. It feels like there's always going to be some sort of catch. There's always going to be some sort of thing they're trying to sell you or something, you know? Yeah, it seems like the future is in the hands of superhumans. Become the Ubermensch, go beyond morals and ethics, become the strongest version of yourself. It's our duty to be strong. Increase your strength, increase your muscle mass, lose fat, fasting, no breakfast, no lunch, 100% carnivore diet, walking endlessly. Don't run, walk. Walking is for running is for suckers. And check out the view. Yeah, just set your circadian rhythms, get the sunlight, sun exposure. You know, I'm getting great sleep. I'm getting these crazy vivid dreams. Look, if you want to make a ancient Spartan Roman goddesses appear in your dreams, yeah, just start getting sunlight and start fasting or something. Maybe there's something to do with it. I mean, sleep is very, very important. This is where we derive our raw energy. Sleep to get closer with God. credits are rolling down. Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Rico Mafia.